Fact: men are happier than women, period. Yes, there are plenty of miserable, depressed men, and there are also some women out there who are truly happy. But we're not talking about the outliers here. The exception, as they say, never makes the rule. Oh no, we are talking about across the board, person for person, the average man is happier than the average woman. Anyone who doubts this needs only look at the number of females who are on antidepressants compared to males. There are studies out there that say 1 in 4 women are on antidepressants compared to only 1 in 10 for men. Regardless of which study you give credence to, the results are universal across the board. More women are on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications than men, and the simple reason for this is that men are happier than women. So now the question becomes, why is the average man so much happier than the average woman? Hi, I'm Donovan Sharp, and I tell hard and fast truths about the dating market regardless of how hard they are to hear. If you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. You can also sign up for text notifications when I go live, make announcements, offer discounts on courses, and much more. Just text TSR to 474747. Standard messaging and data rates may apply. So let's take a look at my 3 reasons why men are much happier than women. The first reason why men are happier than women, our primes are much longer. Women are most attractive between 18 and 28 years of age, give or take a few years in either direction. During that decade, a woman can hook up with and/or get commitment from pretty much any man she wants. Now, during this time, a woman can get attention, money, provisions, and sausage from just about any man she chooses. All she has to do is show up, put herself on a platter in some way, shape, or form, whether it be just her company, her body, bedroom favors, and so forth, and most men are going to give her that attention. Most men are going to give her that sausage. Most men are going to give her that commitment. No matter what women tell you, themselves, or other people, they want and value intimate attention more than anything else. They won't admit it, but this is what they want and need the most. Biologically speaking, their need for reproductive attention is necessary for reproduction. But that rush of validation that courses through a woman when a man is intimate with her is what she wants the most. And because of this, that 10 years of having absolute power over men is quite literally the best time of a woman's life, especially the good-looking ones. As men, we're the most attractive between age 30 and 55, and sometimes even longer than that. Our primes last at least a decade and a half longer than a woman's, but that's just our reproductive prime. Don't forget, we can also get plenty of action in our 20s. We have a lot more when we hit 30, but there are men in their 20s who are still hooking up with beautiful women out there. Now, don't mistake me here, guys. I'm not saying that a man's prime is better than a woman's. Females may only have 10 years of prime beauty and fertility, but their beauty is far more effective than that of a man. Men will move heaven and earth to secure an exquisite female in terms of youth and beauty. Any given woman's reproductive prime may not last as long as a given man's, but hers will burn much hotter and much brighter. The hottest female will always attract far more men than the hottest male will attract women by a long shot. It's not even close. But the fact remains that as men, our prime attractiveness lasts at least 50% longer, and even before that, in our 20s, we're still able to have fun with pretty girls. So even if a man doesn't get any action until he's 20 years old, he still has at least a quarter of a century of peak attractiveness as opposed to just 10, maybe 12 at the most for women. Plus, we as men, we age much better. We don't start showing signs of loss of attraction until maybe 50. We age slowly and gracefully into our 60s, and even then, we're still able to have fun with great-looking women in their 20s. A woman's fertile prime ends very quickly and very abruptly. One day, she's able to hook up with any guy she wants. The next, those same guys aren't paying her any attention, unless, of course, she's dressed like an adult film actress and throwing herself at them. And even then, they still get rejected in favor of younger, tighter girls. There is no graceful aging for women. There is no slowly ebbing into the next stages of their lives. There's none of that. Women fall off the cliff between ages 28 and 30. Now, this doesn't mean they don't still get attention from men, but the men they're getting with aren't nearly as high quality and high value as the men they had access to just a few short years ago. Yes, there are some 35-year-old women out there who are still very attractive, but that woman will never be as hot as she was when she was 25, and she knows it. Not only do we age better physically, we age better mentally. Experience and struggle makes men more attractive because we're seasoned. We've matured. Experience and struggle makes women unattractive. Experience and struggle manifests itself in men as wisdom, introspection, intelligence. Those same struggles manifest itself in females with a scorned and bitter disposition. This is why party girls in their 40s are always miserable and players in their 40s never are. As men, we never stop maturing, so by the time we get to our 30s, we act like grown, responsible men. Women, on the other hand, stop maturing at 18, right at the start of their peak attractiveness, and they keep that same teenage mentality all through their 20s. But after the male attention dwindles and eventually disappears, they start to mature again. And this is why today's women are little more than overgrown children. They have a teenager's mentality until men stop wanting to hook up with them. And when that happens, they're forced to act like women. But unfortunately, it's too late by then. They've already developed bad habits that can't be changed at any age. Even the scorned 38-year-old former party girl still has the mind of a 23-year-old at that point, having only started maturing and growing up again just a few short years ago. Again, this is why older women who were ever attractive are insufferable. I've said before that most older attractive women are far more difficult to hook up with than the 22-year-old hot girl. Men get better with age, women do not, and women know this. So to cope with their rapidly decreasing desirability trapped in a mind that won't let her turn back the clock, they go to the doctor and get prescribed a bunch of meds to help them sleep at night when reality stares them in the face for the fourth time that day. The second reason why men are happier than women is that the more they accomplish, the less attractive they are. Women today are making more money than they've ever made in history. They're more influential and have more power than they've ever had. Now, this is exactly what feminism wanted, but what they didn't take into account was the effect that all of this money and power and influence would have on a woman's value on the dating market. And what am I referring to? I'm referring to her attractiveness with regards to her beauty, her femininity, her personality, and her agreeability. You see, the more a woman accomplishes, the more money she makes, the more power and influence she gets, the further she shrinks her pool of potential suitors. In other words, the more status a woman has, the fewer men she'll have to choose from. I'm here to tell you, gentlemen, women don't want to date or marry down. They want to hook up. They want to marry up. They want to date up. They're not going to give the time of day to men who have less money, less power, and less status than they do. It's not in their DNA. Remember, guys, women will always consolidate on the highest value men available to her. But the caveat is that those men have to have more value than they do as women. Donna, the executive at XYZ Fortune 500 company, she's not going to hook up with the junior partner at the big law firm. Oh no, she wants to hook up with the guy with his name on the door of that law firm. She's not going to date Steve, the warehouse supervisor, either. She wants to date the guy who owns the company Steve works for. Carol, the regional vice president of ABC multinational conglomerate, doesn't want to marry the company accountant. She wants to marry the CEO of that company. Now, some women might say, well, there's nothing wrong with that. She has to have standards. And they would be absolutely right. Women do have to have standards. But here's the problem. The math, it doesn't work. You see, ladies, there are far more Steves, junior partners, and CPAs out there than there are company owners, CEOs, and senior partners at big law firms. Then they might come back and say, well, there are far more male executives and CEOs than female executives and CEOs. So there are plenty to go around for all of the powerful women. In fact, they'd have their pick of all of the most rich and powerful men. And they would be absolutely wrong. Okay, there are way more male CEOs and executives than females, but high-value men like this don't want to date female vice presidents. They don't want to marry these high-status women. They don't want to hook up with female CEOs. They don't want relationships with women who have masculine personalities. Well, how do you know they're masculine, Donovan? Easy, because they are where they are. You see, you don't become a senior partner at the big law firm by being a feminine, kind, gentle woman. You gotta be a killer. You gotta be cutthroat. You don't rise through the ranks to become an executive in a Fortune 500 company without being driven and ultra-competitive. And any woman who accomplishes these things has to exhibit masculine characteristics, do it consistently, and do it for a while. And when she finally gets to where she wants, as soon as she reaches the pinnacle of her company, she has quite literally forgotten how to be a woman, how to be a lady, how to be feminine. And high-value men, executives, CEOs, rich men, they're not looking to be with a woman who acts like a man. They don't want to be with a woman with a scorned disposition. They're not looking to get with women who are going to compete with them, or a woman who's so stubborn because she feels like she has something to prove to him all the time. High-value men do not want women like this. They want women who are feminine, kind, ladylike, submissive. They want women who are much lower on the competitive totem pole. Data entry clerks, customer service reps, secretaries, and there are many more of them than there are female executives and CEOs. So once again, the math works out for the men. The men have their pick of the women they want. Think about the cliche of the CEO who's having an affair with his hot 23-year-old secretary. He's higher value than she is, he makes more money, he tells her what to do, he has power, and he gives her instructions. The secretary is in a subservient position, she does what she's told, she asks his permission, she doesn't get out of pocket, and she defers to him at all times. That dynamic alone is conducive to attraction on both ends. So yes, there are more male executives and high-powered men in America than women, but those men don't want these women with power, money, and status. And the one CEO who's actually married to a female CEO, he's cheating on her with a hot 24-year-old secretary. He didn't marry the female CEO because he loves her. He married her because it's beneficial to his brand and his business. So if there ever was an exception to the rule, it ain't because he's actually more attracted to that kind of woman than the kind of woman he's used to hooking up with. But here's the thing. Women are starting to figure it out, and they're pissed. They feel like they've been duped. They were told to get all this money, all this status, all this influence, and they'd be able to attract any man they want. And the more they get, the harder it is to find a man, because their very female nature cannot love and respect a man who is not superior to her in every way. Let's take it to a lower level. A female junior partner at a law firm isn't going to date, hook up with, or marry a law clerk or a first year. Worst case scenario, she may date laterally and get with another junior partner. But what she really wants is the senior partner. And if the senior partner makes a move on her, that law clerk or first-year boyfriend of hers is out the door. Let's go even lower than that. A female supervisor at a warehouse doesn't want to hook up with the forklift driver. She doesn't even want to get with the assistant supervisor. Oh no, she wants to marry the plant manager. She wants to date the guy in charge of her. Look, I don't make the rules, guys, but this is how it is. And like I said, women are starting to figure it out. The high-powered female attorney is pissed because big-time male lawyers want nothing to do with her romantically. The female executive is miserable because she now realizes why she's no longer attractive to the men she's attracted to. Okay, they've got the cars and money and friends and can travel and buy pretty much anything they want, which is great. But what women really want is a man. And at the end of the night, when she lays in her $8,000 bed with her 8,000 thread count sheets, she cries herself to sleep. Because now she's starting to figure out that the more wealth, status, power, and influence she gets, the less the men that she wants will want her. Her taste is too expensive for her dating market value, and that's the way it's always going to be. So she calls up her doctor and gets him to call in yet another prescription for Ambien to help knock her out at night, Lexapro to keep her from thinking about ending herself, and Valium to keep her anxiety about being alone and 46 under control. The third reason why women are happier than women is that we as men, we've accepted reality. Women have not. We as men, we accept that women aren't what we thought they were. We accept that we are every bit as much to blame for the sad state of women as women are. We accept that we as men have to have ourselves together before we can start making demands of women. We accept that the dating market isn't fair and doesn't care if a man's only 5'9" because he didn't hit the genetic lottery. We as men accept hard and fast truths, no matter how uncomfortable or inconvenient they may be. We've accepted that in order to get what we want, we've got to go get it. We got to work for it. We accept that nothing is going to be handed to us. We also accept that attractive women aren't going to be attracted to us if we're out of shape and undisciplined. Women, on the other hand, have nowhere near that same mentality. They think the world should be handed to them on a silver platter for no other reason but that they exist. Women believe that no matter what they do or who they are, they deserve the very best men out there and what they have to offer despite not offering a damn thing themselves. They don't think they have to bring anything to the table but their company. The world tells women that no matter how grossly overweight they are, how unattractive they are, no matter how many guys they've been to bed with, that they have a right to the highest value men in the market, and anyone who disagrees is a woman-hating misogynist. Females are delusional to a fault, but here's the real reason why they're miserable. Even though the world tells them all these things, that they deserve the best of everything no matter what, that they deserve the benefit of the doubt in any and all situations, that they deserve the right to the best men on the market, even though they're fed this BS on a daily basis, they're starting to see that it doesn't work that way. They're starting to see that they actually have to work hard to get ahead in life. They're seeing the highest value and most attractive men marrying young, fit, feminine women who want to start families, who don't care about careers or sleeping around. They're realizing that as they get older, fewer and fewer people will tolerate their crappy attitudes and behavior. Like men, they're also figuring out that they've been lied to. They were told that if they go to college, hook up with a bunch of dudes to get it out of their system, graduate with a useless degree, then go work in a cubicle for 30 years, that they'd be truly happy and fulfilled as women. Then, 7 years in, they have that aha moment where they think, uh-oh, I'm at a dead-end job that I hate, I can't keep a boyfriend, I may have a drinking problem, and I can't stop crying for no reason. I thought I'd be happy, but here I am at nearly 40 years old, and I can't figure out why I'm depressed. I better go see a doctor because there has to be something wrong with me if I haven't found true happiness like everybody said I would. So fellas, do you agree that women are perpetually miserable because of feminism? And ladies, am I wrong about you guys? Let me know in the comments below. And for less than the price of a bottle of Zoloft, you can watch my live stream Monday through Friday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, where I talk about topics just like this. I also discuss articles and break down the most popular dating shows like Love is Blind, 90 Day Fiancé, and The Bachelor. You can also get access to my archived streams and my Sunday webinars. Just go to patreon.com/Donovan Sharp to join a tight-knit community of like-minded men who are always chasing excellence. The link is in the description. All right, guys. I guess I don't know. I might start. I might actually start making an appearance at the end of these. At the end of these here, pre-recorded jump-offs. But welcome, one and all. Welcome, one and all. This is just sort of an impromptu interruption here. What's going to happen? What's going to happen from here is, what is it? It's 5:15 now. At 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock Eastern, I will be attempting a 420-pound deadlift. That's right. I'm going to be attempting a 420-pound deadlift. I did it. I did a 400-pound deadlift last Friday. Did a 400-pound deadlift last Friday, so I figured I'd up the ante to 420. Next week I'll probably do 430, then 440, then 450. Making a 20-pound jump is quite risky. But I think I've got the strength to do it. I thought I had a forearm injury. It was just from overtraining, etc. And so grip strength is fine. Everything is fine. So as soon as I jump off of here, guys, I'm going to be in the gym. I'm going to be getting everything set up. I'm going to do my 15 minutes on the bike to get everything loosened up. And at that point, I will then hit the live button for my warm-up lifts, and then I'll progress all the way up to 400. All the way up to 420. Now, I'm not going to do it on this channel, all right? I'm not doing it on this channel. I'm doing it on my other channel. Matter of fact, I'll actually show you guys. Ah, good stuff. So we need, by the way, we need five more people. We need 5 more people for the TSR Fantasy League. Need 5 more people. I think it's a 12-man league. It's going to be myself, Miami J, and Rolo Tomasi. Rolo actually texted me last night. He's like, "Hey, we're still doing fantasy football, right?" I said, "Yes, sir." So Miami J, if you would put your email in the chat. I'll talk about it when I'm doing my deadlift attempt as well. But let me just show you guys. Let me show you guys. Oh, wait a minute. That's not what I wanted to do. Wait a minute. That didn't make any sense. I didn't know I was streaming to my backup channel. Holy God. I guess I am.